I like the colors. I agree with you with the kind of three colors. Kind of differentiates itself a little bit more. Price point off the top of my head, I don't get like a lower price point really, but it doesn't say, hey, this is high end either. I just kind of think middle of the road. Kind of off the top of my head, I think probably clean apartment, nothing fancy, but nothing like I wouldn't not stay at either.
Right. Okay. All right. Others, thoughts on what this place is going to be like?
I agree with most of everything he said. I think it's middle of the road. It's not going to be old school, maybe like this might be, like has been renovated in 10 or 15 years, but I also don't think it's going to be super modern like this one might be, like a Hyatt or a loft hotel, which is very modern. I think it's somewhere in between there. I do like the pop of the orange. I don't know why they didn't do it on this logo. So when you turn this logo into this one's just blah.
Okay.
This one doesn't wow me at all because you're missing the color.
Okay. All right.
I don't like it when they don't stay true to logos. It drives me crazy. And like I said, the color thing, it does bother me. It should only be 2 colors, not 3, but it's definitely a middle of the road place. And I don't know if I would stay there. It would be one of the things I considered if it was in with my points, and I just...
Okay. All right. Is anybody else, just quick, sorry to interrupt, anybody else a point person? That's a big part of you decide where you're going to stay, or so about half of us are aware of points and what we can get. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Jeff.
And I was just going to say, I feel like it loses some of the establishment that I think is a benefit with this one.
Okay.
Because I do still feel like it's more in the Hilton name, the Marriott name of suites, strictly because of the look. And they've been around for 150 years, so I feel like this place has been around for 150 years. I think they have remodeled in those 150 years. Whereas here, I feel like these guys just came up with this idea. They bought this place and renovated it, and here, let's make it trendy and go with it.
Okay.
One thing I would like to add is I would think that this design might be available both in Uptown and somewhere like Pineville or Valentine or something like that. Like it kind of transcends location a little bit, so it seems like something that can be placed a little bit of everywhere. And in terms of amenities, I was thinking because this looks a little brighter, it looks a little bit more friendly, that maybe there are also things like a concierge service for babysitting for families or something like that, and maybe a concierge service for like people to explore the town or something like that. Like I feel like it could have both in it a little bit more.
All right. Michelle, you said the last one had a spa in it. What are you thinking about this one?
I do agree that this definitely looks like they were trying to rebrand. You had mentioned and it came up with this. But I do agree with you, Asia, about it being like in the center of like Uptown, someplace very swanky. I feel like this would have like great happy hours and stuff for the younger crowd.
Okay.
Like on a Thursday or Friday night, the bar area would turn into a club. That's what I see with this.
Okay.
But from the different ones, this one is more family oriented. This one is for, travelers looking to have fun after their meetings. That's what I get from this one.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Show of hands. How many people would consider staying at this particular Wayfield Suites? So we have some new hands in the air. So it looks like we've got like 8.5. Chris is a no. All right. Nick was kind of a half.
Yeah. I mean,
There.
I'm not entirely put off by it, but I would definitely stay at the pre-remodeled Wayfield before this one.
Okay. All right. I want to kind of peel back the onion a little bit more here. All of the names that we have talked about, all 4 of these, would be for a long-term lodging brand. So we are talking about somewhere that, where travelers would generally stay for longer periods of time. So I want you to look back at these and tell me, which of these seem to fit with that? Do they all fit as a long-term lodging option? Or are there some that fit a little bit better with that long-term lodging than others?
So a quick question for you. So are we speaking of like work or are we speaking of vacation?
Let's start with work. I'll ask it both ways, but we'll start with long-term lodging for work.
Well, as a woman working, I would not invite anyone to my apartment.
All right.
Oh, right there, that one's off the table. As far as working goes, this is probably off the table too, because this is probably where I'd stay with my family.
Okay, that's the Wayfield with the logo.
And I'm probably going to be with one of these two, more than likely the Wayfield with the little house.
Uh-huh.
Only because it looks, either or both, I would definitely consider, because most of the time I'm staying within the city or at an airport.
Mm-hmm.
So either one of these would be, they look like they'd be fast.
Okay.
Maybe have a breakfast or something.
Okay. All right. So those are the two that fit with long-term for work.
Mm-hmm.
Others, thoughts, which of these are just fitting with the idea of a long-term lodging and for work purposes?
For me, the first two tied in apartment right off the bat, so
Okay.
I thought longer term.
Okay.
It's also going to come up quicker in Google search because they start with A.
Okay.
So I lean towards the apartment suite if you kind of fix the look of the logo.
Okay.
I like the name, not so much the logo.
All right.
Though I did say, when you add texture, it's a whole lot better.
Yeah. Or you view it from the side.
Yeah.
So, right, okay, all right. Michelle, you have narrowed yours down, it looks like, are those the Ash and the Wayfield with the house? Those are the two that you'd say long-term to you?
Yeah, I
Right.
feel like this one for business,
Mhm.
it would have all the amenities for, to run a conference. You don't have to travel too far. I feel like they would have a great dining room area. For this one, well, if I'm going with like bosses. I would,
Right.
like stick at this one.
You would stay at Ash
Yeah,
with
but my
bosses.
coworkers, they're a little bit more fun. So I think I would stay at the Wayfield Suites if it was, if we had time to explore the city. So I feel like they would have amenities for us to do things outside of the concierge service.
Okay, all right. Others, Chris, what you think?
So, logo aside, I like the name, App Suites.
Mhm.
I think I didn't really think of business versus pleasure because I just want to stay in a nice place. Like,
Right.
I don't work out of my room that much except for by myself in the morning, and I want a nice breakfast. I don't have to expense also, so I want to go downstairs, have breakfast, maybe watch the news, get angry at the world, and then go to work. And I feel like these two would probably be more apt for that.
Okay, apt, and then the Wayfield with the logo.
Yeah,
Okay.
this just looks like it'd be a nice, comfortable place to stay.
Okay.
That's all I'm looking for.
All right. Others, what do we think, Nick?
Yeah, I like the name App Suites or Apartment Suites the most. I mean, it seems, it just kind of screams, hey, long term, hey, I'm going to be in town for 10 days. I need an apartment style place instead of a hotel room. I mean, the logo, it makes it look like they're trying to start a scene, like at the bar, which I maybe not would want, or something like that. Again, either that or then. I guess, the first Wayfield with the logo would be someplace, just, again, it seems like someplace it seems like everybody else's Wayfield Suites. Every brand has one, and,
Okay,
it's comfortable.
fair enough. Kevin?
Yeah, I lean more towards the just strictly thinking in terms of longer term stay, kind of the apartment suites or F suite, and the other Wayfield, the final one. This one seems more like a hotel brand to me.
The Wayfield?
Yeah, the Wayfield suite, like the third one that we got. I mean, that seems like a Hilton. It doesn't scream extended stay to me. So I kind of lean towards these two,
Okay.
my picks there.
All right. All right. Let's see, Aaron?
So if I wanted like quiet, like if I had like a family, kids, like grandparents, like in Pensacola, Florida maybe, like a retirement community, I'd say the Wakefield Suites here.
All right, we got it.
Kind of like quiet, it's too loud, turn it down, like that kind of thing. This logo is terrible. Actually, the more I looked at it, it looked more kind of juvenile to me. I don't know how to explain that other than that. I like these two the best.
And that would be Ash and the second Wayfield.
Like this seems like a good place to stay for business. It would still have like the, the printer and the, place you could, work quietly if you need to, if you want to work outside your room. And then this is my favorite because it's the most modern. I don't care about the Ash part. The apartment style hotel doesn't really scream anything great to me, but I like the logo. I like acronyms, and it seems modern, and it seems like they would have like a waterfall in the lobby. It would be very modern. They might have a bar, if I'm on vacation, that kind of thing.
Okay. All right. Marilyn, what about you?
I agree with Aaron that this ASH Suites is kind of something I would choose if I were working or by myself or with some coworkers. And this one,
Second Wayfield.
the second Wayfield, vacation type with family and people and that kind of situation.
Okay. Let's see, Janetta, I think.
I would choose the last Wayfield.
Okay.
That's
Why?
the only one that I think I would stay.
Okay. And does it say long-term to you?
A little bit, but it also makes me think of like just Hyatt Place maybe.
Okay.
The apartment suites say more long-term than that Wayfield Suites.
Okay.
But I just wouldn't say it's apartment suites.
All right.
Based on that logo.
All right, fair enough. Well, I want, and we've kind of gone there as we've been talking about the different logos. I want us to prioritize, and I'm going to ask you two questions. One is, of these four logos, thinking about a long-term lodging brand, which name/logo, which one do you prefer? And of these, which of these is your least favorite for a long-term lodging brand? So first of all, for our preferred name and logo, even though we've talked about some changes to some of them, for the apartment suites, how many people say, yes, that is my number one preferred?
So are we just speaking about the name or the name and the logo?
Let's look at, if you can combine them both, that would be ideal. But if there's a caveat, then give me a vote and give me your caveat too. So for apartment suite, show of hands, number one. All right.
For name.
Okay, for name. All right. So
Redesign work on this.
3. All right. What about ASH or ASH as a preferred? 1, 2, 3 of us. The first Wayfield, 1 of us. And second Wayfield, 4 of us. Okay. Perfect. I think that, just in terms of why this is, well, I gotta do the least votes, why this is your favorite. Any thoughts you haven't shared with us yet for any of these? All right, let me go to the other end. Least preferred. When we think about long-term lodging and brands for that, which of these is your least preferred out of the 4? Let's go start at the top. Apartment suites. ASH or ASH? The first Wayfield. 4. And second Wayfield. 3. Does that make the math work? No. It does not. Anybody vote twice? I've got 11 votes up here, so. Let me do it again. Apartment suites, least preferred. Ash, least preferred, 2. Okay. First Wayfield, least preferred. 4. Second Wayfield, least preferred. Okay, there we go. That fixes it. All right, excellent. Now, I want to hand out a concept for you to look at. You know, I've been asking you about the 8x10 glossy that comes into your head when you are thinking about these names. I want to now pass around, I don't think those are even, so they may have to wait down there. I want to get your reaction to this particular concept. As it's coming around, I'll go ahead and read it. This new long-term lodging hotel brand will serve extended stay and corporate housing customers. It's more like an apartment. The living room with a pull-out sofa and flat-screen TV opens to a full kitchen with a full-size refrigerator, a stove with an oven, dishwasher, granite island with stools, and plenty of cupboards and counter space. A hallway leads to a spacious bathroom and separate bedroom with a large closet and another large flat-screen TV. There is an outdoor courtyard with greenery, soft seating, a fire pit and a grill area, a small fitness room overlooking the courtyard, and a laundry facility. The price range for this in a market like Charlotte would probably be in the $70 to $90 range. Wow. But overall, it may range from $60 to $100 based on market. As you know, prices do differ by market. So that is the concept that we are thinking about here. We're discussing as we're discussing these names and everything. First of all, I want to find out, is this different from the lodging, the long-term lodging that you are currently using? Is this concept unique or different in any way? Sarah, you're nodding your head.
Yep.
How so?
It is. It seems more spacious, and I didn't expect the last bullet point, the courtyard and everything with this is more like something I would maybe even take with my family. I don't even know if I would even use half of this stuff for a single person to go extended stay. Be nice to have, I guess, but I don't know. And the price point is definitely a lot less than I thought it would be.
Okay.
I mean, a lot less.
Okay. Is that a good thing?
It seems
Not
like a really
necessarily
good
for me. Always, it just seems like it when you go. Sometimes when I go lower end, it just seems I have a harder time with it, and being by myself. Sometimes I just don't like to be by myself in a room like that. It just, I don't know. And maybe are the doors facing the outside or the individual hallway?
Okay. All right. Kevin, what about you? You said this was different than...
I mean, it feels a little bit nicer than I was expecting, just conceptually in my mind, I think. I mean, it seems like a lot of value for the 60 to 90 price point for what's being described here, like a full kitchen with a full-size refrigerator versus, you know, a lot of kitchenette types that you end up with. So I think that seems very interesting to me.
Okay.
Just high level.
Okay. Others, is this different than what you are used to, or is this fairly similar to the types of places you're currently staying? Michelle's kind of nodding her head. This is similar?
Yeah, very similar.
Okay.
Mine is the outdoor courtyard, but everything else I've had, every time I've traveled, I've had the full kitchen with plates and even utensils,
Okay.
pots and pans. The only thing that it didn't come with was like detergent, but it had dishwashing detergent, but it didn't have like clothes detergent.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay. All right. Others, is this fairly similar to what you've experienced?
This is more than I've experienced.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
been more in the suite layout. Your very small kitchenette with a sitting area and a bedroom with that half wall.
With
Yeah.
that.
I'm used to that too, the same thing as Jeff, like more suite where this is more than I'd be used to. For $60 to $90, I would say this is a better value. And this is what I see when I see this logo, is modern. When they say outdoor fire pit and the comfy seating, greenery in a courtyard, that's modern to me, and that's why I like modern, because it's bells and whistles and things are new. But that's what this sounds like to me.
Okay, all right.
In some ways, it's an upgrade for some of what I'm used to. It sounds a lot more spacious than what I'm used to in the idea of a full kitchen. But in other ways, I'm really disappointed not to see like the conference center or conference room, just because I sometimes do have meetings and I don't want to bring, similar to what Sarah said, I don't want to bring someone back to my apartment who I've only known for 3 hours
Right.
that I have to have a meeting. And sometimes Wi-Fi in places can be spotty, and sometimes you need a printer, those kind of things. So I'm a little disappointed not to see an amenity like that offered. But I feel like it's kind of replaced by the full-size kitchen and the full-size appliances. But it almost feels like more than what I need as one person traveling.
Okay, all right. Other thoughts? Janetta, what you think?
I guess when I stay at an extended stay type place, it's normally the residence inn. So to me, to have that full separate bedroom from all the other space is a plus.
Okay.
And then it's cheaper than what I thought it was going to be.
Okay. Is the price, how do you react to the price? Is that, this is a great deal, oh, I think that price is too low? What are we thinking? Do we expect it to be higher?
Yes.
Yes.
We'd expect it to be higher for what we get, okay?
But it's also a motivator to stay there
Okay.
at a lower price point, especially because it's a name that I don't recognize. So to try it out, it's a very good incentive for someone like me, because when I travel for work, I pay up front and then wait for my job to reimburse, and it usually takes like 2 to 3 months. So having something that is going to meet my needs, but also within my price range and won't break my personal budget is important for me. So I really like the price range.
Okay.
I like the price range, but it makes me think there probably won't be a breakfast downstairs, and so basically what the reason I like some of the places I stay, and they're similar to this, is you know, if I can expense my own breakfast, if I'm paying that, you know, on the company, I can't expense my family's. But if they're just going to have a breakfast downstairs, it's, you know, that they'll eat, boom, we're good for the day. They can do whatever they want to do around town, and they'll just, you know, pay to eat breakfast somewhere or eat like cereal bars and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it checks all the boxes of the description of those 3 bullet points of things you'd want or expect. I mean, again, the price point's good. It kind of makes me hesitant. It kind of makes me think something's not adding up here. I mean, you're going to get there and it's, I don't know, the toiletries. There's no shampoo, or there's or the towels aren't changed as much, or just something as
Like
I don't know how you
what
could, for $60, I don't know how you could deliver all that.
Yeah, it might be like
consistency.
some IKEA type furniture when you get there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got to read the reviews first.
That's right. Put a name on this for me. Look at we've talked about 4 name/logos. We call them word marks. We've talked about 4 word marks. I want you to put one to tell me if one of these fits with this particular concept for you.
Cash.
Okay? Show of hands, how many people agree with that? How many people would say, yep, of those 4, Ash is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. Okay?
I think apartment.
I think apartment too.
But again, it changes the logo.
All right?
I hate always having to put that caveat in there, but it seems.
So the apartment or apt with or without some logo changes, how many people say that one's fitting really well? We got 5 on that one, okay? Is there another one that you would say, this, for you, it really fits?
Wakefield number 2.
Wakefield number 2.
Yeah.
I
Okay?
could see that.
You can see that as well? How many people can see that Wayfield number 2 on this property?
I can see it.
Only have about 6 of us. Okay. All right. Are there any of these that do not fit this concept at all?
Old school.
So Wayfield number 1 is not a fit. Okay? All right, I have got, and I want to be very mindful of our time here, so we will be quick. I have got a little bit more information about, it's sort of a brand statement. I've got 2 of them. The first one would apply to Apt and Ash. The second one would apply to the Wayfield. I want you to read over these, and it is designed to tell you a bit more about what you would expect from a brand with these names. I want you to read over it, and I want you to tell me if this changes your preferred brand at all.
I think they're just playing to the preconceived notions we already have, which is like conservative, like home, stay at home, nothing changes, it's old school, and then it's more like modern. It's like, it says neighborhood, quiet, but it's quiet and calm, there's security there, there's comfort. Fresh stay, so that's new, with home, which is comforting. Like, they're just playing, I think, to the notions we already have.
Okay?
So I zeroed in on the quiet, calm security of the neighborhood, and I went, okay, this is going to be downtown, it's going to be in the suburbs.
Okay, which one's downtown?
Downtown is Wayfield, suburbs is Ash, and I actually thought the opposite before.
Okay.
And now that I have these in front of me, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be way out in the boonies here, and everyone's going to have to drive to me, and here I'm going to be right by the convention center or whatever.
Okay.
These 2 descriptions makes me change my answer, because I don't want to be in a neighborhood
Okay.
away from home. I don't have kids, so I don't want to be so it's just like, it switched it for me. Like, I think App should go to this one, and Wayfield should go to this one.
Okay.
It is kind of contradictory to a certain degree, because each line is different, because it's like Wayfield, because the first thing I read was wide open spaces to stay and grow, which sounds like it's out in the country.
Yeah.
And then as you go down, it's like large apartments, out guest suites, which could be more the city, but it gets very confusing.
Wayfield could be off of Interstate 485, 85, 95, that kind of a thing. And then the APC, like you said, a convention center or French Quarter, New Orleans, or something like that, maybe.
My thought was completely different. I think what I was thinking was more along the lines of, this was marketing at its best, trying to convince me that they both have the same thing to offer in whatever area you want. Because, Wayfield sounds very traditional. People with families and want a slower pace would be drawn to it. But they also say, they're designed with a purpose, with the comfort you want. So no matter what road you're on, you're comfortable there. And then I didn't understand the stay and grow piece. I wasn't sure why grow was in there. It kind of didn't really make sense to me. And then when you're thinking about the APT and the ASH, even though it looked really trendy in their look, the idea of like bringing in people who might want more of a slower feel, a slower pace, to say like it's calm, it's quiet, it's security of a neighborhood, even though you automatically think modern, trendy, middle of uptown, you can have best of both worlds.
Mhm.
And that's basically what it's saying to me, is like, everybody's welcome here.
Okay, all right.
So this kind of cemented the Wayfield for me. It speaks to the comfort and the large space, and it's not tiny and too modern, you know. Apt Ash, if you have to tell me that there's security, it's almost like, whoa, is that going to be a problem? Like, like I didn't like that. Like, you know, and that threw me off a little bit. But yeah, it drew me back to where Wayfield's a comfortable place to stay. You know, it sounds like a lot of people work, you know, they need to work in their place. I go to usually when I do an extended stay, I'm in an office all day and then I come back, and that's just where that's got to be my home for a week or whatever. And so that's where I think Wayfield sounds a little more comfortable.
Okay, all right.
It does seem to make the difference, you know, when you're working out of your space versus when you're traveling out of the space to work, you know. So for me, I spend about equal time in the space that I stay and the like place that I travel to work. So I could see your point about wanting kind of to decompress and have comfort, like when you come home.
I think to her point too, the stay and grow is very confusing. That
Yeah, like,
sounds
when you
like a
grow,
very,
yeah.
Like they don't want it
permanent. It's like the Hotel California, like you can never leave. Like,
It made me think of like
temporary.
Get Out. I was like, oh, they're gonna trap me.
All right, is there one or the other of these that fits with the concept that we just talked about? Is there one, you know, whether it's, you know, the name or regardless of the name, in terms of those, the paragraphs, is there one of these that seems to fit the concept better?
For me, in the apt one, if you take out the quiet column and security line, it fits better.
Yep.
Okay.
And the same thing with the Wayfield, if you take that stay and grow line out,
Yep.
it fits better.
Okay.
There's a couple of lines that are just throwing it off.
Yeah,
right?
they
Each
just don't
one, yeah.
work.
Well, I kind of like the idea of the quiet, calm, and security, because as a woman traveling by myself, it actually feels reassuring to know that there's some kind of security or safeness in place, you know, or that somebody else might be like watching, or there's cameras.
That scares Chris. He
does.
When you tell him there's security, then he's like, well, what's going on?
The other thing too that I just realized another thing is a neighborhood. Like when I go to one of these places, I don't want to interact with anybody up and down the hall. Like I want to, not at all. Like I want to go to my room and then go eat, and then I don't even want to know they're there. So I think that also turned me a little bit, the neighborhood word.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like the neighborhood either. I mean, again, I don't talk to all my neighbors now. I'm not gonna talk to them.
All right.
The comfort, the comfort space and space of your own place is nice. I think, it just those like Jeff was saying, those single lines kind of just throw off the feel of each of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like there are elements of
You're a
each
person.
one that fit the concept,
Yeah.
but neither one fits the concept exactly.
Right.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm mindful of our time, which is dwindling quickly. I'm going to hand this out. This is a long list of different hotels. And while I step in the back room to see if my colleagues have some additional questions or things that they want to follow up on, what I want you to do is spend a couple minutes just jotting down, you know, what's your impression, just words or phrases that come to mind when you see each of these. There are probably some on this list you don't know or are less familiar with. Just leave them blank. So just focus on the ones where it's like I have an impression of that one, and jot down just a couple of words or so for each one. And I will leave you to that, and I will be right back. still filling in. Keep right on writing. But I do have a question that we are intrigued about. A couple of us have said, and well, actually several of us said, yes, I do track points. I do. That does influence where I stay, or I do like to stay with places where I get points. If a hotel like this one, for long-term stay, if it was not associated with a hotel brand where you're collecting points, it's not a Hilton or it's not a Marriott, or one of the others where you're getting points, how likely are you to try a place like the concept that we have discussed? How many people would say, yes, I would consider a place like that, even though I wouldn't get points?
Consider it. What's it competing against?
Okay, so we've got 8 of us that would say, yes, I would consider it, at least be in my consideration set. All right, Sarah?
No, I will not consider it. I have 2 college kids. They use all my points.
Understood.
There's no way. No.
Okay. All right, totally off the table.
So
Marilyn, not going
I guess I would consider it if neither one of my 2 first preferences are available. So if I'm somewhere, let's say, Columbia, South Carolina, they don't have a Marriott or Hilton, and then this is available and the price is right.
Okay.
There has to be some other mitigating factors.
Sure, exactly. Okay. So for those of us that are willing to consider it, which was my question, yeah, I'm willing to put it in my consideration set. Is there anything that would absolutely say, yep, I'm giving up. There's a Hilton Garden Inn down the street, but I'm giving that up because I'm staying at this place we've discussed. Yes, ma'am.
So the credit card that I use most often to travel has rotating cash back. So if it's a travel deal time where I get more cash back, that kind of offsets the loss of points for me.
Okay.
So I consider it more under those circumstances.
Sure.
And also depending on the price of the room at that time. So if it's significantly lower in price than some of the point programs that I belong to, I'd probably be like, yeah, it's worth it.
Okay. All right. Any others? You'd be willing to give up the points because if there's something about this that it trumps points.
Location and price.
Okay.
Breakfast and happy hour.
Breakfast and happy hour.
If it had everything that the other place had, I'd give up points to save money on an Uber ride. It's closer to where I'm going.
Okay, location.
If I save $10 on an Uber ride twice, I'd consider giving up points, but.
Okay, all right.
Cost.
Cost.
If it was like significantly less than the points, it supersedes the points.
Okay, all right.
Maybe if it also had like its own sort of reward system, like, hey, every 10 night you stay, you get 1 night free or something like that, where it might not be associated with something else, but if they had their own sort of in-house reward system.
Sure.
Right.
Something
Or
like
if
that.
they sent you some sort of like free, like after it, maybe it wasn't even a free night, but they sort of gave you something free in your email after you stayed a certain amount of nights. I don't know what it is, like, I don't know if you even have a bar at this place, but free drink or
free cocktail or
free something, like, I don't know, laundry service, something.
That's true. That reminds me, in Vegas, I stayed at a place that wasn't a Hilton, and at the bottom, they had, like, they participated in it, or they would put some more points, they would put not the full points, but some points into your account. So, that's true.
When nothing's free in this world, people always want something free.
Exactly.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not part of a brand, I need it to be part of, like, you can book it on hotels.com or someplace where you can, I'm gonna earn somewhere.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, for
Great.
me, I have to use my corporate card to pay for it. I have to use their website through the travel company BCD that we use. So the only points I could get is from the actual stay itself. If I can't get the points, then there'd have to be some other upside, because any of the residents in kind of level price points are fine with my company. They're not going to come after me because I spent $150 versus $120. So there's no benefit for me to be that cost conscious. But if I can personally, benefit from a better breakfast or happy hour or something like that, I'm like, let's do that one.
All right.
That's kind of where I go.
Okay, perfect. Well, our time is up, but I want to do one final lightning round activity, and it's related to the words you put down on your sheet there. I've got 3 of them I want to ask about, and I just want you to call out some things very quickly for me. Candlewood Suites. For those of you that wrote down images or impressions of Candlewood Suites, what are some of the words you put?
I said dirty, maybe that's MP4.
All right, you said family friendly, and you said?
I said dirty.
Dirty, okay?
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
Adequate.
Adequate, okay? Extended stay America.
Working class.
Working class.
Lower.
Convenient.
Lower end.
Average, ubiquitous.
Always by an airport.
Consistent.
Dank.
Oh, yeah.
Dank, all right. And home to suites.
Comfortable.
Oh, home two suites? They put in these
Animals.
barn doors instead of the regular bathroom doors, so if you're in, it's the most annoying thing at night in the dark. So I was annoyed at the home two suite.
Okay,
I put
Animals.
nice. I put nice.
okay. All right.
Pets.
All right, excellent. Well, it is now 7:15. I have to let you go. Y'all have been, you can leave everything right here. Y'all have been a phenomenal group. Thank you so very much. Thank you for staying a few minutes over. I'm going to send you back out this door over here, and you can follow the signs back down the hallway to your right. Expendable thank you at the front desk. Thank you. Thanks so much. Y'all have a good evening.